Good morning. Welcome to the UU Church of the South Hills, also known as Sunnyhill. We are delighted that you could join us for this service. Our mission at Sunnyhill is to create a more just and compassionate community within and beyond our walls. My name is Rebecca Senaway, and I serve as a worship associate for this congregation. If you are a newcomer or a visitor to our congregation, please go to sunnyhill.org and click on the button that says New to Sunnyhill to receive more information about our congregation and to receive our weekly email newsletter. Also, we welcome you to join us next week at 10 a.m. for coffee and conversation before this service. And if you'd like to be welcome as a new member or a visitor, please take a red mug. If you are joining us online today, please say hello or good morning in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. We'd like to hear from you and extend a welcome to you as well. A gentle reminder for everyone here in the sanctuary to please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. And now we have an announcement about the upcoming One World event from Elizabeth Mortimer.
Love that. Thank you. I'm Elizabeth, and along with Ann Price, she and I have been hosting One World here at the church, the holiday celebration, for, about 12, 14 years. It was born out of the days when our children were very young, and we were fed up with all the commercialism of the holidays. During this time, we also started a simplicity circle here at Sunnyhill, where we tried to just simplify and began to start saying no to everything. But One World has gotten to be my favorite celebration here at the church. We have put the giving back into the holiday season, and it's really a joint combination of religious education and social justice. So it's an evening where we will have fabulous food. Doug Reichenfeld is going to head up the food for us this year, a very simple but delicious pasta dinner with some sides. All of you who come will provide the dessert, a plate of cookies I hope you all can bring. Our social justice folks, both from within the church and our social justice partners from outside the church, are going to be set up here, and they will have all kinds of wonderful ways for you to give back, both to them and to the community, through your donations, through purchasing things that they are selling, donations of your time they will always accept. We are also going to have all kinds of wonderful intergenerational, multicultural crafts. So you, your children, can come and make all kinds of wonderful crafts. Francisca is heading that up. We are also accepting in-kind donations for our social justice partners like SHIM, the Foster Love Project, the Pittsburgh Women's Shelter, and we have bins out in the fellowship hall. They all have a wish list of items, which you can find on our One World webpage through the church. This QR code here, and this poster is throughout the church. Just go onto this QR code here. This will take you to our webpage. We are asking everybody to RSVP by this Wednesday midnight so that we can have plenty of crafts, plenty of food, and fellowship for everyone. The cost is $10 per adult, $5 per child. The little ones are free, and this is not a fundraiser for Sunnyhill. None of this money goes towards our operating budget. It all goes to targeted groups within and outside of the church. Please, please come. It is so much fun. It is full of fellowship, and it just makes me feel so warm and so proud to be a member of this congregation. So please come. Oh, and also we are going to have our Sunnyhill Santa is going to return for adults and for kids. Sunnyhill Santa will ask our children what are they planning to give this year. So prep your kids. Hope to see you there. It's 4 to 7. Go to our webpage, QR code here. See you there.
Today's service is titled Into the Mystery. While we might like to think that everything that happens is somehow logical and understandable, the truth is that all of existence is shrouded in mystery. Carl Sagan said, "The universe will always be much richer than our ability to understand it." How do we lean into and learn from a sense of the mystery that is always present in our lives. Our opening words were written by Scott Taylor. Look, friends, to the sky, to the stars that dance above this tiny globe on which we travel. Look to the horizon, to the tree line, the expanse of wide open fields, to this living, breathing earth that makes our own living and breathing possible. Look at the faces that surround you and notice what a wonder it is that we don't have to walk this world alone. All of it is a miracle. All of it deserves awe. May this time we spend together illuminate the astonishing radiance of it all. Please join me in saying the words to light our chalice. We light this chalice to affirm that new light is ever waiting to break through. May we be open to this light and to the rich possibilities that it brings us.
Please rise and bow to your spirit to join in singing our opening hymn, Gather the Spirit.
Good morning, friends. If there are any kiddos present that want to come up for our Time for All Ages, now is your chance. Good morning, friends. All right, so we have this special box here this morning. It's been a while since we've used this special box. Does anyone remember what it's called? It is a chest, that's right, but it's a special kind of box. We call it a wonder box. I wonder what's inside. Let's see what it is. I wonder what it is. Does anybody know? It is a Christmas tree, that's right. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Christmas tree this morning and how it came to be in so many homes today. For thousands of years, people have honored trees that stay green all year long, like pine trees and spruce and firs. For thousands of years, people looked to these plants that stayed green as a reminder that winter would eventually end and the earth would come back to life again in the spring. All over the world, there were versions of this tradition, from the Romans to Europeans to Egyptians. They were symbols of light and hope for a better tomorrow. The Christmas tree, as we know today, started in Germany, when Christians began bringing trees into their homes and then decorating them. Eventually, this tradition made its way all the way to America, where we are. One of the individuals who is remembered for this is a Unitarian minister and professor who lived in Boston. He was a social activist and an abolitionist. His name was Charles Holland, and he was from Germany, but moved to America. Decorating a Christmas tree is one of the many traditions around the holidays that aims to bring light into our homes and lives when the world is dark. We inch closer and closer to the holidays and traditions that we each celebrate in our homes and with our families, and we do so much prep work in the process. We create lists, we count down days, we hopefully bake some cookies, light candles, and so much more. But what is the season really about? For Christians, Christmas is about celebrating the birth of a child that was sent to this world out of pure love to bring everlasting peace. The Magi, or wise people in the Christmas story, went looking for this child. But I think we continue to look and hope for those same things. Pure love, everlasting peace, and the gift of new life that each child brings. We use symbols like the Christmas tree to remind us to find the light in the darkest of seasons. So this holiday season, while we do all that physical prep work, let us also prepare ourselves by continuing to look for the light within each of us, to open our hearts to love and joy, and to work towards the promise of peace. And with that, let's head to our RE classes.
As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go, as you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angela Klein, and I am a member of Sunnyhill's pastoral care team. Our mission is to reach out to members of the congregation who are going through challenging or significant life events, whether they may be. The pastoral care team focuses on the compassionate part of our congregation's mission to create a more just and compassionate community within and beyond our walls. If you'd like to know more, please seek me out after the service. If you would like to be contacted by a member of our team, you can reach out to us directly, or you can fill out a confidential pastoral care contact card in our fellowship hall and place it in the box that we have for that purpose, and a member of the team will be in touch with you. Each week at this time, we share joys and sorrows submitted by the members of the congregation. Joys and sorrows may be submitted online from our website, sunnyhill.org, or by filling out a paper form in the fellowship hall. After each joy or sorrow that I read, please respond by saying, "We hold you in our hearts." We have a sorrow from Frank Liu. Amy has been diagnosed with kidney cancer, and she is having surgery on Tuesday. To the Glue family, we hold you in our hearts. To Douglas Reichenfeld, a joy. Doug and Andrea have a joy that Doug's mom, Jan, is recovering following a serious fall in her home over Thanksgiving. They are requesting anyone with knowledge of senior living in and around Mount Lebanon to please contact them. To the Reichenfeld family, we hold you in our hearts. From Joe Shaughnessy, a joy. Joe says, "My daughter just became the head of audiology at the Sam's Club in Washington, PA. So proud of this cool kid." To the Shaughnessy family, we hold you in our hearts. And a joy from Rev Jim. Many thanks to all Sunnyhillers who helped with Val Powell's memorial service on Saturday. It was lovely, and Val's family was very appreciative. What a joy it is to be part of this warm, loving community. To everyone who helped with Valerie's memorial service, we hold you in our hearts. As we sing our musical meditation, we invite anyone who feels moved to do so to come forward, light a candle, place it in the sand, and then return to your seat.
Stillness, hold the stillness, let the stillness carry me. Find the silence, hold the silence, let the silence carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony. Seek the essence, hold the essence, let the essence carry me. Let me flower, help me flower, watch me flower, carry me. In the Spirit,
Please join me in the spirit of meditation or prayer. We pause to be still in one another's presence, to be still in lives that race in endless circles, to be still in the midst of holiday rush, to be still in the madness of too much. We are here now, together in this place, as we breathe the peace and love of this moment, and as it passes, this moment and this moment. The busyness of this season calls for stillness as dry, parched land calls for water, as lost souls call for guiding stars, as sorrowful faces call for tears. We pause now for a moment of shared silence. May we remember the stillness at the center of that which moves. May we regard with care the light of this moment. May we act with compassion toward all and all else. Amen. One of the greatest challenges of being human is learning how to live with the unknown. To some extent or another, we are always wrestling with such questions as what will happen? Will we be okay? And how will we go on? We wrestle with such questions, especially in our current era of political chaos, pandemic, environmental catastrophes, and social unrest, because the answers are not at all clear. We simply do not know what will happen next, or if we will be okay, or how we will manage to go on. No one can know for sure the answers to any of these questions. Sitting with unresolved questions is discomforting and unsatisfying. So we spend much of our time and energy worrying or using various means to attempt to predict the unpredictable, or distracting and numbing ourselves with such things as Netflix binging, video games, alcohol, drugs, name your poison. I don't think I need to tell you that worrying doesn't really do much good. In the words of a movie from a few years ago, worrying just means you suffer twice. And bringing and binging in any form only gets you so far. Even video binging can leave you feeling a little bit hungover and unhappy. So setting aside worrying and binging, that leaves us with trying to know the unknowable and predict the unpredictable. As Unitarian Universalists, we are big believers in science. In fact, I sometimes worry that we have made a false idol of science with a capital S, that we believe that science and technology will somehow eventually make everything okay, that the process of hypothesis, prediction, testing, and analysis can be applied to all aspects of life and living and will inevitably yield positive results. But trying to apply empirical thinking to the world of politics, especially in its current state, or the world of personal experience, is an exercise in futility. If we think we're going to unlock the secret of life through science and solve all of our personal problems and the world's problems through the scientific method, we are going to end up bitterly disappointed. In fact, knowing everything, thinking we know the answer to every problem and all of the big questions of life with certainty, is in many ways the enemy of the human spirit. As Carl Sagan said, if we ever reach the point where we think we thoroughly understand who we are, where we came from, we will have failed. While the quest for knowledge may be a noble pursuit, the appropriate response to scientific and technological progress is not arrogance or hubris, but humility. Because every step toward more knowledge also reveals how much we do not know and may never know. What's true of the quest for knowledge and certainty in the natural world is even more true for our quest for knowledge and certainty in our personal, emotional, and spiritual lives. The great German poet Rainer Maria Rilke was referring to this idea when he wrote, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now." Each of us experiences moments in our lives that are recognizable as threshold moments, moments when we are clearly moving into the unknown and living the questions rather than merely trying to solve or answer them. One such moment for me was my first seminary class. As I got on a plane to Chicago on my way to this first class, it became clear to me that I was taking, for me, a giant leap into the unknown. It was a giant leap because I, a confirmed introvert, was about to meet a group of people completely unknown to me and commit to a very intense, at times gut-wrenching, 3-year journey with them. It was a leap for me because I really dislike flying, and that flight to Chicago was the first airplane I'd been on since 9/11, some 10 years prior. It was a leap for me because I hadn't been in school for more than 20 years. It was a leap because even though I knew that I loved church work, I did not know with absolute certainty that ministry was going to be right for me. But I took that leap anyway, living my way into these questions, these unknowns, and these, at the time, unknowables. And fortunately for me, the first day of my first class, I experienced a feeling that I've really only known a very few times in my life. It was the feeling that the path that I was on and the questions that were before me were absolutely right for me. I still didn't know how things would turn out, but it was clear to me that at that moment I was headed in a good direction. And it was a commitment to living the questions that enabled me to act, to take the first of many steps that eventually led me here to be with all of you today, for which I am exceedingly grateful. Such threshold moments, when recognized and appreciated, can be a great gift. These moments make clear that the path of not knowing, the path of living the questions, is not the path of ignorance, but is rather the beginning of wisdom. Wisdom arises not from certainty, but from unknowing. In Greek myth, the owl, the symbol of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, spreads its wings and takes flight only when dusk arrives. Wisdom arises during those moments when you can't quite see the things that are before you and everything's a little hazy, but you take off anyway into the cloud of unknowing and the blur of unanswered questions. And the amazing thing is that these threshold moments can occur at any time. It doesn't have to be a clearly recognizable before and after moment like stepping onto an airplane. Threshold moments can and do occur during seemingly more mundane moments as well. In fact, they can occur anytime we're willing to open ourselves to a sense of the unknown and a sense of mystery. Rachel Naomi Remen wrote, "A sense of mystery can take us beyond disappointment and judgment to a place of expectancy. It opens in us an attitude of listening and respect. If everyone has in them the dimension of the unknown, possibility is present at all times. Wisdom," Remen says, "is possible at all times. The mystery in anyone may speak to them and heal them in the grocery store. It may speak to us and heal us too. Knowing this enables us to listen to life from the place in us that is mystery also." Wouldn't it be great if in the midst of all the noise and chaos all around us and within us, just for one moment to let go of disappointment and judgment, both of ourselves and others, and arrive at that place of expectancy? Imagine how freeing it might be, how healing it might be. Moving from judgment and disappointment toward expectancy requires cultivating a sense of mystery. It's rarely something that just happens without some measure of intentionality on our parts. And while it may seem absurd to consider cultivating a sense of mystery while you're shopping for groceries, there's a spiritual practice I engage in that is perfect for the grocery store. What I do when I remember to do it, which honestly is not all that often, is to look at each of the other shoppers, not in a weird way or glaring or gawking way, but simply noticing them and consider just for a moment everything that I do not know about this person. This man in the expensive overcoat and the freshly shined shoes may have just come from a wedding, or was it the funeral of a loved one, or was it a business meeting? Is the weariness that's visible behind his eyes just a matter of being tired, or is there more going on with him? This energetic woman in scrubs, a surgeon, a nurse, a dental hygienist, a laboratory technician, who knows? And is she just on her way to work or on her way back? Are those yogurts she's buying for her break or for her dinner? This young, very pregnant woman with clean but tangled hair and a winter coat that can't quite contain her anymore, is she on the phone with her partner or her mother or her doctor or her best friend? And does she have any idea who her child might turn out to be? There are mysteries all around us in the form of other human beings who, even if we think we know them, are filled with feelings and experiences and ideas that are utterly unknown to us. In this sense, people aren't puzzles to solve, they are mysteries to appreciate. In the Christian liturgical calendar, today is the first Sunday of Advent, the season of expectant mystery, the season of light growing in the darkness, the season of moving toward the unknown with something like a sense of wonder. It is especially appropriate at this time of year to cultivate a sense of mystery. Singer-songwriter Christine Lavin wrote of just such a sense of mystery in a Metropolitan Diary entry in the New York Times from several years ago. She wrote, "I took a bus from Framingham, Mass. to Manhattan. When I got off, my plan was to walk the 15 blocks home, but it was chilly, and even though my suitcase was on wheels and my guitar was in a canvas gig bag, I raised my hand when I saw a taxi after I had walked just 5 blocks. The driver stopped, got out, and put my suitcase and guitar in the trunk. I got in the back seat. I apologized for it being such a short ride, but said that I was tired and cold. I thought the driver was Spanish, so I tried speaking a few words to him that I remembered from high school. He turned and told me that he was from Bangladesh. I told him that I was a grandchild of immigrants myself, and I asked him if he had any children. No, he said. He paused and then added, but my wife is now 4 months pregnant. I congratulated him, and then without prompting, he continued, we are going to have triplets, he said. It's very unusual, yes, and no one knows. We don't want to tell our families yet. They will worry. We are not going to say anything until the time is much closer. Nobody knows. I asked him why, if no one else knew, he had told me. He looked at me in the rearview mirror. I guess I'm very nervous about it, he said. The doctors say everything is perfect, each tiny baby is perfectly placed, and my wife is healthy. But keeping the secret from everyone is not easy. Not for me either, Lavin wrote, knowing there's a cab driver out there who's going to be a first-time father of triplets in a few months. She ends by saying, please drive carefully. So, what will happen? Will we be okay? How will we go on? I don't know, and neither do any of you. But rather than worrying or binging or trying to know the unknowable, I would prefer to be among those who appreciate life's mysteries, who choose to live with a sense of expectancy, those who take seriously Rilke's advice to live the questions, to live everything. Make no mistake, we are living in times that cry out for action. We must act and we will act. But I hope and pray that we will take action not from a place of fear or judgment or a need to know or control all possible outcomes, but rather from a place of unknowing, a place where we begin to grow in love and in wisdom. May it be so. Amen. The hymn that we're about to sing, traditional Advent song, O Come, Emmanuel, has its origins in a text from the book of Isaiah. Emmanuel is a Hebrew word meaning God with us or God among us. And the tune dates back to an 11th century Franciscan plain song chant, so this tune has been around for 1,000 years or more. Those of you who grew up singing this hymn in other faith traditions will probably notice that the words may be somewhat different from what you're used to, as is frequently the case with hymns when they show up in different cultural or faith tradition contexts. But I also need to remind people that Unitarians are not the only ones that change hymn lyrics. That happens with practically every faith tradition as they bring a hymn in. They slightly alter a few words here and there. In this case, I think that the changes actually do make it a stronger and richer hymn, and the text emphasizes one of the points of my sermon, that this is a good time of year to make room in our hearts and minds for the mysteries of love, truth, light, and hope.
Please rise and bow to your spirit to join in singing an old hymn with words expressing our shared beliefs.
It's time for our morning offering. We don't have a designated offering this morning, so our collection will benefit Sunnyhill and will help to defray our operating expenses. If you'd like to make a gift via our online giving system, you can do so by going to sunnyhill.org and click on the button that says Online Giving, and then follow the instructions. Or you can give by text at 412 324-3130. For those of you who are here with us in person, we'll be passing our offering baskets in just a moment. Thank you, everyone, for your generosity. Please join me in saying the words for extinguishing our chalice. I promise to share them. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
This is a time of year when I remind everyone to slow down and try to open yourself up to the stillness of the season, while also reminding you of the many, many church events that are going on that you must attend. But in that spirit, I will say that today, December 3rd, is a deadline for ordering poinsettias, the proceeds from which will benefit Sunnyhill's safety and security team. So please do get your order in today. There was a link in the beat if you're looking for how to do that. Also, for all of our members, please look in your email inboxes this week for our proposed 2024 Sunnyhill budget, which we're going to try to get out to you on Tuesday. Next Sunday, December 10th, we will have a question and answer session with the board in between services at 10 a.m. So if you review the budget and have any questions, please try to be present for that. The following Sunday, December 17th, again between services at 10 a.m., we'll have a congregational vote on the budget. So we especially urge you to be there for the vote, as we need a quorum of at least 30% of all voting members present. For now, we will close with these words. In our hungering for meaning, in our aching for friendship, in our yearning for justice, in our hearts remembering finer days, may we look deep within the mystery of things and gather our strength. May each of us proclaim the graceful power of life and love, and so may we live in hope. Go in peace.